Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners get back to it tonight. Game 2 of their series with the Chicago White Sox. They took Game 1 in grand fashion behind a gem from Brian Wu, home runs from Gino Suarez, Josh Naylor. Great night of baseball, and hopefully they can duplicate that when they send George Kirby to the hill in Game 2 tonight. You can catch it all right here starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch, Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, games going on right now. Blue Jays and Rockies. Blue Jays are beating the Rockies 20-1. They have 24 hits on the day, and they are smashing the Rockies 20-1. That one in the bottom of the ninth in Colorado. I'm not feeling a comeback for the Rockies. Meanwhile, bottom of the sixth in Anaheim, Angels and Rays tied at 4 apiece. Dodgers up 3-2 on the Cardinals in the bottom of the seventh. Marlins extending their lead over the Astros 5-2. That one in the bottom of the fourth in Miami. Finals from earlier today, Orioles take out the Phillies 5-1. Giants over the Pirates 4-2. Guardians had a no-hitter going into the ninth inning until Juan Soto hit a home run, but the Guardians hold on for the win 4-1 there. The Twins beat the Tigers 9-4. Cubs over the Reds 6-1, and the Yankees get back in the win column. They take out the Rangers 3-2.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
First game of the preseason happening tomorrow. Seahawks taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, who come to town and here to talk NFL and all things NFL with us. I think everybody out here is pretty familiar with this guy. Maybe not as familiar as you, Dave, being an opposing coach at the high school level. Some of the stories you told me. But now he's worked his way into being a great analyst on the NFL Network. He's with us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Isaiah Stanback is here with us. How are you, man?
But I am good. I know we're about to talk some football, but 20-1 off of 24 hits, that is so disrespectful. The level of disrespect of the Blue Jays, that's absolutely insanity.
Isn't that crazy? The Rockies have 1 run, 3 hits. The Blue Jays, 20 runs, 24 hits in that game.
Yeah, that's insanity. I'm a former baseball player, so I heard that. I'm like, that's just disgusting.
Yeah, I think
but no, I'm glad you guys are having me on, man. How y'all doing over there?
We're doing great. I got to tell you, before we get into all the NFL talk, my co-host here, Dave Wyman, at one point was coaching at Redmond High School, and he tells a tale of a time that you basically, it was you versus 11 and somehow scored a touchdown. Basically, the rest of your team just kneeled down and said, let Isaiah go ahead and do his thing, and you did your thing. Do you remember that moment?
Listen, I remember my team doing their best, but it felt like jailbreaks at times. It was good times, though, man. I definitely remember those games down at Memorial Stadium. All good times, man. All good times for sure.
Yeah, Memorial Stadium was cool. It was an older place and everything, but I loved. And did you guys play all your games down there, Isaiah, at Garfield?
Yeah, absolutely, because we had a dirt field for a practice field. So, that's the only place we could play.
Yeah, no question. I just remember being overwhelmed by the athleticism at Garfield. So, that's bad memories, Isaiah.
Athletes, man. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Goodness gracious. That was a long time ago.
Yep.
Well, Isaiah, looking at this league now, looking specifically at the Seahawks, I'm curious to get your impression of this team because, Dave and I have spent a lot of time talking about perception nationally and people looking at this team going, yeah, this could be a step back year, and Vegas has their over-under win total at 7.5, and we're looking at it going, really? But there is a lot of change on the offense, and you got a new quarterback and new receivers and a new coordinator. So maybe that obviously leads to some uncertainty. But how do you, when you look at this Seahawks team with all of that change, are you optimistic or do you agree and feel like, it might be a step back here?
No, I am optimistic. I think that obviously they made some bold moves this offseason, allowing DK to walk, allowing Tyler Lockett to walk. I mean, it seems like they're trying to initiate a new regime, a new culture on that side of the ball. So there's definitely a lot of risk But I think there might be some high reward depending on how they go about facilitating their offense. Obviously, if they can initiate the ground game, that's kind of been the core to the offensive side of the ball. Kenneth Walker doing his thing. Zach Charbonnet's still there. Obviously, they bring in Sam Darnold, who can distribute the ball, a smart quarterback who's not going to make a lot of mistakes. You bring in some high production guys at the receiver position. Marquise, Valdez-Scantling. Obviously, you got Cooper Kupp, who still has the ability. I can't believe the Rams allowed him to walk, but happy for the Seahawks that they acquire him. And then you still got JSN, who's going to do his thing. So I think that you have an opportunity if they can take care of things on the offensive line. I feel like that's been the conversation ever since our last trip, since the Seahawks' last trip to the Super Bowl. If the offensive line can take care of business, then this offense, really, the sky's the limit.
Isaiah, from your perspective, we were talking about this in the last segment about how we're really relying a lot on coaching. And, the Seahawks feel like they have the offensive linemen that they need that can do it. But how much can that make a difference? It just seems like a lot to me because, they pretty much had a tear down on offense, right? New quarterback, you mentioned all of the players, and then new offensive coordinator, new quarterback coach, all that. But how much do you think coaching in? It just seems like it's very clear here that that's like the big improvement. And, any examples that you can remember where it was all about the coaching pretty much? I mean, it's not so much – Cooper Kupp's a huge deal, and same thing with Sam Darnold. Yeah. But, it just seems like they're really relying on this scheme and their ability to take the coaching and pretty much all of them are new.
Yeah, no, coaching matters. Especially when you start talking about people who are going to be leading your offense. Clint Kubiak, he's one of the more well-respected offensive minds in the league in some time. So there's no question that the coaching has elevated. I think there's a level of comfort there with him and Sam Darnold. And you're really bringing in guys who just don't make mistakes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Clint Kubiak is a guy who's going to establish the ground game. He's going to have a good play-action game. He can spread you out as well. Sam Darnold takes care of the ball. He's smart. He communicates very well. Then you got a bunch of possession guys. You got, MVS and Cooper Kupp. Those guys are possession guys. That's what they do. They move the chains. So it seems as if the identity of this new offense is control the ball, play it safe, and take your shots when they're given. That really goes along with your head coach. You start thinking about Mike McDonald. What type of coach is he? Defensive-minded coach. He doesn't want the offense taking a bunch of risks. He doesn't want to air the ball out a whole bunch. He wants to take time off the clock, give his defense time to get there to catch their breath, and then go try to get a 3 and out. So it's all about time of possession, and it seems like that's the direction that they're really leaning towards.
Isaiah, what's your opinion of Darnold? Are you buying that he's the version we saw last season for most of the season, or something between that and what he was previous? Because it's pretty extreme, the two versions.
No, you're absolutely correct. And I think that Sam Darnold goes as his offensive line goes. That's really what I believe. He doesn't really possess the playmaking abilities with his legs to buy a bunch of time and create plays outside of those two tackles. But if his offensive line can protect for him, if his offensive line can have an effective running game, then he's a dangerous quarterback. I just think that he's in that category of player. And, you would like to see him put his best foot forward like we saw last year, but it really comes down to those 5 guys blocking up front. If they can protect him, he's going to be a dude. And if they can't protect him, then you're going to see the Jets version of Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Hey, Isaiah, looking around the NFC West, what do you think about the rest of the competition? I feel like the Niners were lots of injuries last year, so that's kind of up in the air. I think the Rams are probably the favorite. Don't really know what to think about the Cardinals, but what about you? How have you sifted through this division, and where do you think they land at the end of the season?
Yeah, well, the Cardinals, I still don't know that they have an identity. I think that they lost a key, integral part to what they do over there, and they lost Clayton Adams, who was the offensive line coach. Dallas actually stole him. So I'm not sure what they're going to be. I think they'll continue to be competitive, but you just don't know what you're going to get from a week-to-week basis with the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah. In regards to San Francisco, I truly believe that San Francisco is in more of a rebuild than people are really alluding to. And I think that they still have a lot of things internally that they're trying to figure out. They have a quarterback who has the pressure of that salary being on his shoulders. You have Brandon Ayuk, who has a lot to overcome. Christian McCaffrey has a lot to overcome in terms of injuries. Kittle just got the bag as well. So they still have to figure out who they are. They lost a ton of guys on defense. Their whole defense got demolished in terms of roster and personnel because they had to pay their quarterback. So they have to reprove who they are. They've been the bullies of the NFC West for some time, but I don't think that they're in that position anymore. I can tell you firsthand, the Rams, I'm down here covering the Cowboys, and they had a joint practice with the Rams yesterday. The Rams look like they're going to be a problem again. You got, Sean McVay still doing what he does. He has a nasty duel at the receiver position now. Not to say that Cooper Kupp was not nasty, but Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Tutu Atwell, Whittington, those guys are nice. And you throw in Tyler Higbee, you got Tyron Williams. Their offense is nice. It's really nice. And I can tell you that Devontae Adams has not lost a step whatsoever. I had to turn my back and say, ooh, wee, and cover my face a number of times yesterday during team periods because he's just routing people up. So that combination of those guys offensively, and then their defense is just disgusting. On the front seven, I say. Back half, I think they're a little light, but that defensive line for the Rams is pretty doggone nasty with Verse and Young adding pressure. So I think the Rams are definitely the favorites, most likely. In Seattle, we got to figure out what Seattle's going to do. Who is Seattle? Are they a defense-dominant team? What does this offense look like? A lot of question marks, but I think that they want to be known for running the ball, taking care of the ball, and defense being aggressive.
Were you surprised that they were as quick as they were to pull the trigger on Grubb after one season? And you got Kubiak here, and everybody's very excited about that. And it was not great last year, obviously, specifically running the ball. But generally, you figure, all right, they're going to give him another year, see if they can get things worked out. And McDonald has shown to be pretty decisive when he comes to a conclusion. Did that surprise you at all?
I don't know. I was surprised that Grubb even went there in the first place. And like I said, when you have a defensive-minded head coach, typically those guys want an offensive coordinator who's going to be run first. Typically those guys want to play very safe, very safe and contemporary type of offense. Grubb was not that. You go back to the side that UW, all he wanted to do is throw the ball around. That wasn't his style at all. So what you end up doing is this relationship is when it's good, but when it's not good, you're leaving the defense out to hang and out to dry. And that's not what a head coach who's a defensive coordinator is going to allow. So that relationship seemingly was doomed from the beginning before they even touched the field. And then that's, to me, is the reason why he pulled the trigger so quick.
Hey, Isaiah, so you're working down in Dallas, and I guess there's some news coming out of there. It's something, maybe you guys have been talking about. But, yeah, and there was lots of talk. I think every team is going, okay, what could Micah Parsons do on this defense? And, I think they have the pieces here and everything. But just tell us about the latest saga with Micah Parsons, who I think is just a fantastic player. I mean, he's so versatile and just incredibly valuable. But give us an update there.
I can tell you this. Teams can stop looking at their rosters and seeing who they would offer up and what the draft picks they would give. Because Mike is going absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
That'd be worse than a Luka trade if they got rid of Micah Parsons. Dallas has had enough suffering in that city this year.
That was poorly received.
So Mike is going nowhere. This is all posturing, positioning. This is business. This is how business is done now. Players demand trades. Players, have lock-ins. What do you call it? I don't even know what you call them. Not lock-ins, but hold-ins instead of hold-outs.
Yeah.
And ownership tries to keep things close to their chest, and they try to make it seem like the players are bad guys. That's how it goes now. Both of these guys, Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons, are smart individuals. Both of these guys have a high respect for each other. And I think for the first time, Jerry Jones is running into a player, and he's alluded to this, that Micah Parsons is one of the smartest players that he's ever sat down and talked to. So they both respect each other. But I think Jerry also understands that my old tricks don't work with this guy, but at the end of the day, I still run the show. So you really have these, I've been kind of alluding to it like a Fast and Furious, when the cars kind of face each other and they go head to head and somebody has to peel off at the last second to not run into each other. That's what I feel like they're doing. It feels like it's one of those things where they're both just revving their engines and they're, the wheels are off the ground. They're both headed toward each other. Somebody's going to have to peel off at one of these points. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, game of chicken going on there. So we'll see see who blinks first, I suppose. But as far as Dallas goes, is this, they're always in the news and everybody talks about, oh, Jerry Jones loves the attention. He loves the media attention, whatever. But they like to point out it's been since the 90s since this team has won a Super Bowl. And, I've got some buddies that are Cowboy fans, and they're not believers in Dak Prescott. They're never going to win with Dak Prescott. What's the feeling out there amongst fans? Do they point at Dak as a problem, or is it Jerry, or what's the biggest impediment to them getting back to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not Dak. I mean, you talk about this division. This division is doggone tough now. NFC East is nothing to be played with. Over the years, Giants have won it twice. The Eagles have won it, twice now. It's a tough division, man. So competitively, you're always trying to figure out how do you gain an advantage within your division, not even talking about everybody else. The problem that Dallas is facing right now is they've done a really good job of putting good players on their roster. And when you have really good players on your roster, you have to pay those players according to where they stand in the league. So you're paying Dak top of the league, literally the top of the league. CeeDee Lamb's one of the top three at his position. Michael Parsons is about to get his money. He's going to be the top defender, I would imagine, in the league, non-quarterback. You have Trayvon Diggs getting paid a lot of money. So, you have a lot of money going out, and it's hard to stack a roster that's competitive. Somehow, some way, Philadelphia has figured out how to do it. I don't think Howie Roseman sleeps at all, but it's tough, man. It is tough to go to the Super Bowl. It's tough to win division games. It's tough to get there. And I think people, even though it's been a very long time for the Cowboys, not making any excuses, people make it seem like it's just easy to get to that game. It is not. And, I was blessed to walk away with a Super Bowl ring in my career, and I was trash in comparison to a lot of guys that are walking around with gold jackets. And there's a lot of guys with gold jackets who don't have jewelry. It's not common. It's not something that's easy to do. We had Tom Brady that made it look easy, 7 of them things, right? You got Patrick Mahomes has 3 of those things already. They make it look easy, but it's not, man. There's so many pieces that go into it, from the ownership aspect to the general manager to the quarterback situation to the salary cap. There's a lot. So the Cowboys just have more work to do. And now they're under a new regime with Coach Schottenheimer, and we're going to see if he can get them any closer.
Yeah. Hey, Isaiah, tell us a little bit about the time that you spent with DeMarcus Lawrence. He's now on the Seahawks defense, and it's funny, every time that we talk to one of the players, we bring up his name, and they just start laughing, and it just sounds like DeMarcus Lawrence is just like an incredible personality, and he's a dog, and everybody seems to just absolutely love him. Tell us what you how you came to know DeMarcus Lawrence and what he's all about.
Yeah, D-Law matches to his own beat, man. He is one of those guys. He has a unique personality. Some would call him on the field an angry man. Mm-hmm. He's a competitor. He's somebody that you want to have on your team. He is somebody who you definitely want to have on your team. I think that his time kind of ran out here. There's a lot of things that kind of took place here that left a bad taste in his mouth in Dallas. But one thing about him is he is a leader in that locker room when he's engaged. So if he's engaged and invested, he is definitely one of those guys that you want representing your organization. He's one of those guys that you want on the field. He gets a lot of credit for his pass rush, but honestly, I think he's a better run defender than he is a rusher. So, he brings a lot to his game. He's long and lengthy. He can use his arms to really collapse pockets. So he's a heck of an asset to have on that defensive front. And like I said, when he's engaged, he's one heck of a teammate.
Isaiah Stanback, a local UW star, last seen out here beating the daylights at the high school level of Dave Wyman's coach team out
that's
there.
Enough of that.
Just running roughshod all over
like
those
Isaiah
poor kids.
said, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, still left a mark. Now an NFL Network analyst doing a great job. Isaiah, great to talk to you, man. Really appreciate you taking some time with us, and hopefully we get a chance to chat again soon. Thanks so much, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, fellas. Y'all be good.
Thanks, Isaiah.
There you go. Isaiah Stanback, NFL Network analyst. And
yeah, just a great kid. I mean, he's not a kid anymore, obviously, but I remember at the time just everything you heard about Isaiah Stanback was positive, and he's doing a great job with the NFL Network.
Yeah, and he was very humble about, trashing your team.
Okay, that's like the third time, Bob, that you brought that up.
Well, the way you described it is not the way he described it. You talked about basically everybody just had a seat and made a sandwich while he ran down the field against 11 other players.
He probably doesn't remember because it happened so many times. You know?
Just like that his teammates went, he's got it. Let's just.
No, it was like a planned thing. Like they had planned that.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, like I said, at the time, it didn't seem like a super well coached, you know, they had like 3 coaches over there on their sideline and just a ton of athletes. Like I said, our starting corner ran, maybe it was a 5.2 40. I mean, he couldn't run, but he was really a smart player and everything, but we just didn't have the athletes that they had. And that was at
Redmond?
Shocking. I was at Redmond and he was at Garfield, yeah.
So all their games were at Memorial Stadium, huh?
Yeah, unless they were on the road, obviously. But, yeah, I mean, that was a great place to play. It was really cool. I remember going up into the booth. The booth up there kind of like almost hangs over like you have to go up into the rafters to get there. At least that's the way it used to be. But, yeah, it was kind of a historic site that was really cool. I loved that. I loved playing there.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a sporting event there. I've seen concerts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When they opened the it used to be the EMP, Experience Music Project. When that opened, there was like a 3-day concert going on. Like it was Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Dr. Dre. It was a
sound good there. Was it?
From what I recall, yeah, that was a long time ago. But yeah, it was. That is an old spot, though. I don't. Yeah. What do they do there now? I don't even know.
I don't know.
What happens there? I never know what's going on.
What are they doing?
Yeah. So, our thanks to Isaiah Stanback. If you guys just tuned in and missed that conversation, you'll be able to find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Click the podcast tab, scroll down to our picture, click on that, and it's right there waiting for you. And you can click subscribe, and it's totally free. It just shows up for you. It's a beautiful process. And our coverage of Seahawks training camp is brought to you by The Landing in Renton. Meanwhile, Mariners have to make a decision soon with one aspect of their pitching staff. We'll get into what that's all about coming up next with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
It's on the way, swinging a drive, deep to right field, right above the hand-operated scoreboard. There's number 1 for Gino in a Mariners uniform.
Tonight, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 6:40. Pregame at 5:30.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app, the home of the Mariners.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here. I want to tell you about one of the great decisions I've ever made in my life. It's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, RLE. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision along with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest, by the way. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. So that means freedom from glasses, contacts, readers, and especially cataracts. Now, if you're somebody like me who struggles with your vision, I had trouble up close. I couldn't read small print, the text on my phone. I couldn't read restaurant menus, the receipts that came. I had a pair of readers in every room of my home, had them in my car. If I forgot to bring them into the restaurant, it became a problem. And maybe you have that, or maybe you struggle with distance vision. Whatever it is, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect and, more importantly, your permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And the cherry on top, you'll never develop a cataract. So whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors out there. They've got all the info, all of the experience to recommend the very best procedure for you. You can have your free consultation, the operative word being free. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. K2 Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Again, that's K2VisionRLE.com.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at BigTreeSupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snare, that's short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision RLE.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We're getting some clarity on Memorial Stadium from some of our texters, Dave. This person, Dano from Seattle, said, "You fellas must not watch local news. They tore down old Memorial Stadium last week, building a new one. Keep updated, jerks. LOL."
Always the LOL. That means we're not really calling you jerks.
I guess just kidding. So I wrote, I gave an LOL back. I said, "Did they really? LOL." I didn't know that, and I most certainly do not watch local news.
Yeah.
So
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, and then somebody else said that it's getting torn down and replaced. I I don't know. Did it happen? Dano says it already happened. Somebody else said it's going to happen.
Well, at least it was last week. I mean, it's not like I was telling you guys a story during the break that, like, I asked if somebody was still around and recently at a certain establishment, and they're like, he died in 2002. I'm like, oh.
You just missed him.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just last week.
Yeah.
News travels
according
slow,
to
I
our
guess.
texters, and they wouldn't be wrong.
Oh,
so,
of course not.
Somebody at Ben in Lake Forest Park, the worst stadium, straight up AstroTurf with cement underneath.
It was pretty bad. But that's how the Kingdom was too, by the way. One year in the preseason, they tried to put this big, heavy pad underneath the turf in the Kingdom, and it felt like you were running in sand. Like your legs got tired and everything.
Was it during the regular season or preseason?
It was a preseason game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they pulled it out?
They got it right. Yeah. Just bring back the hard stuff.
And by the way, one more here. 425 said, outside of Yoda, everyone is a kid to Dave Wyman.
Oh.
Because you called Stanback a nice kid.
Oh, gotcha. Outside of Yoda. How old is Yoda?
That might have come from Matt. I don't know.
Would you know? How old is Yoda?
I want to say 900, but
900.
Very old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Almost as old as you.
Okay. That's fine.
Meanwhile,
I wouldn't want to live 900 years.
I would.
No.
I want to see what happens. What does the world look like? What's technology like?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Meanwhile, Mariners have to make a decision soon with respect to their rotation because Bryce Miller is working his way back, has had nice rehab start. We'll see how much longer they keep him down there. But the suggestion has been made. Who was the first to suggest that to it? Was it was it Hyphen or Furbush?
It was Charles. Yeah.
Talked about the idea of Miller coming out of the bullpen. And Aaron Goldsmith was on with Brock and Salk talking about that and talking about what the Mariners will do when he does return.
Well, there's no doubt that, the Mariners will insert him back into the rotation as soon as possible, right? Mm-hmm. This was a guy who was one of truly the most dominant starting pitchers in the second half of last season, and not just the second half. He was just one of the best starting pitchers in baseball last year. The question will be, like, how does it feel, right? How does your elbow feel? Is the pain gone enough? Do you have life on the ball? Do you have command of the ball? Do you look like Bryce Miller again? So it's like, what does it look like and how does it feel? Those are the questions.
Yeah, if he's still got his velocity, which he did in that rehab start, we saw him touching just right around 98, and he's got command, and more importantly, he's pain-free. He's back in the rotation. You're not debating, well, should we use him or Logan Evans or Emerson Hancock? That's not a question.
No.
Nobody's asking that question.
2.94 ERA last year.
Yeah, him and Wu, both sub-3 ERAs last year. And I think he had 31 starts.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to count here, but you look at the last outing that he had, 7 innings, gave up 2 hits, 0 earned runs to the Houston Astros.
Even better.
Yeah.
Ended on such a great note.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was amazing last year.
31, you're right. Yep.
Yeah. So it's a no-brainer if he's the most important thing being pain-free. You don't want to make this any worse. If it's a lingering issue and they have to manage it versus it's corrected. I don't know where he's at with that right now, but yeah, assuming everything's great, he feels great, he's got the velocity command, he's in the rotation, and that's it. The end.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know that, maybe it's, and I think the way Charlie Furbush was talking about it, that, if he just can't throw that many pitches.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's what's keeping him back. Yeah, brilliant idea. But, you hope that he is able to become that fifth guy because, like you said, you could go back through and make a case for Luis Castillo. Right now, Brian Wu is definitely the
being
hot
the
hand.
Second.
But maybe being second in the lineup, rotation, and then, you got Kirby and Gilbert fighting it out there, and to have Bryce Miller, that would just be phenomenal. And we're talking about the Bryce Miller from last year, but it doesn't even have to be that.
Just somewhere in the vicinity.
He was phenomenal last year.
Yeah, another one from Goldsmith just talking about whether Miller could be a bullpen option.
Everything that they will do to make him a starting pitcher again this season, they will do. If that can't happen for any of the reasons we just described, how it looks or how it feels, and trying to go 5, 6, 7 innings isn't in the cards, my guess would be he'd be a pretty darn good reliever for an inning.
Yeah, if that's the case, that hey, we just can't stretch him out. It becomes suboptimal. He's feeling pain. The velocity drops. Whatever's going on there, it's not working. We can't stretch him out. Yeah, if they don't fear injury and hey, as long as we keep him to an inning or two out of the bullpen, then hey, that's an option, and he could be a massive weapon there. That could be huge, but I'm hoping he's going to be able to get back into that rotation.
Yeah, and it would just be what a great. I mean, that'd be like getting somebody at the trade deadline. I mean, getting Bryce Miller back would just be phenomenal. So, yeah, you hope that it's that, but it's kind of an option. I just kind of my ears perked up when I heard Goldie say that, just because that Charlie Furbush was the one that was like, hey, this might be a way to get some usage out of him. If it's nice to know, and I feel like with that option, we're gonna get him back.
Yeah,
and obviously you would like it in as a starter in that capacity, but yeah, right now if you can get a third of an inning or just an inning out of him, I mean, it would just be night and day, just ridiculously different. But yeah, I really hope for him. I would feel so much better about, we were talking about where they land in the wild card race and everything. If you had Bryce Miller in that rotation, man, that would be huge.
Yeah, he's scheduled to make his second rehab start tomorrow at Cheney Stadium, and the plan is for him to throw 4 to 5 innings or 65 pitches.
Yeah. Lefko asked the question, Logan Evans or Emerson Hancock in that 5th spot? Which one? What do you think?
I mean, if it's not Miller?
Yeah.
I haven't looked at Hancock's numbers lately in AAA. He was getting lit up in AAA, which is not a good sign. So I guess my first blush reaction is to say stick with Logan Evans.
Yeah.
He's generally giving you a chance to win. He's not locked down by any stretch, but yeah, I haven't checked out how Hancock's done as of late, but he was having a rough stretch there in AAA. So that doesn't fill me full of confidence.
Sign. Yeah.
But yeah, so Miller, his next rehab start is tomorrow, 4 to 5 innings or 65 pitches. And then they had some other good news as far as like Luke Raley. He begins his hitting progression before the game the other day. He's expected a rehab assignment with the Rainiers this weekend. Victor Robles continued to work with the team pregame, scheduled to start a rehab assignment August 12th. So he's going to be out there playing with the Rainiers starting August 12th. According to Hollander, his quote is he's way ahead of schedule. He's missed 4 months of baseball, so it's not going to be a weekend rehab and then go play again. He's going to need 40 to 50 at-bats at least. Really excited to get Vic back out there running around. He's worked his tail off to this point, endured a lot. Gregory Santos, he's had that right knee inflammation. He's been cleared to pitch in games. However, he was granted a leave to handle some personal issues in the Dominican Republic. Wasn't able to throw off a mound for the last 2 weeks. But I guess physically he's ready to start throwing. And then Ryan Bliss has been working out with the team pregame, scheduled to start his rehab assignment with Tacoma in September. So there you go.
Well, we talk about the lineup all the time and, the positioning and everything. But if you could get Robles back at that leadoff spot, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And because everybody else, like, that was just – I loved that game last night just because of, obviously what you got from Wu. But, the fact that – well, I didn't love it because Cal was 0 for 5, but I did like the fact that him and J.P. Crawford and Arozarena didn't get a hit, and it came from other places. Love that.
Yeah, a bunch of guys with 2 hits.
Yeah.
There was
Julio, Naylor, Polanco, and Zone.
Yeah, it was a good night. Good, nice, even distribution throughout the lineup.
Yeah.
And unless you're the Blue Jays against the Rockies today, where you put up 20 runs.
I can't believe that.
You're not going to get 1 through 9 crushing it. Just doesn't really happen that way. So, good things, and let's hope it continues tonight. Meanwhile, what if the Mariners had landed another big piece at the trade deadline? We're going to weigh in on that. What If Wednesday? Coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here, and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been really fortunate to live here in the Pacific Northwest in the same house for over 20 years. And that type of longevity is obviously a good thing, except 23 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's been our windows. Virtually every seal has broken in our home, and it's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. And Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and they're big listeners to the station. And better yet, they have the best product, Olympic Series windows, offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors. They're manufactured right here in Washington and designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. And that means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. So look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement, just like I did. And in August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation. So no payments for 1 year and an additional $200 off your project. To get a hold of them, call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY. Or just go to harleyexteriors.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay,
Ooh,
deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, Brock Heward here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Search in the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
You have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Top Fitness Stores, the Puget Sound's premier fitness equipment store, is having a summer sale. Right now, they're offering the Inspire FT2 functional trainer at $2,000 off. Check out Precore's new 500 series treadmills and ellipticals. They're also offering the Inspire T5 fold-up treadmill at $500 off. Do you have an empty room in your house? Give Top Fitness your room dimensions, and they'll do a complete fitness room design. Top Fitness also has the flooring to complete the fitness space you dream of. As always, get the best advice and service from the team of experts at Top Fitness with professional delivery and assembly. It's no secret that everyone from personal trainers to professional athletes loves Top Fitness. From simple items like weights and accessories to complete home gym packages. Check out the summer event now. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
What?
What?
It's time for What If Wednesday.
Coach would have put me in fourth quarter. We'd have been state champions, no doubt.
Wyman and Bob rewrite the scripts of major moves and moments in sports every Wednesday afternoon. Now step into an alternative reality with Wyman and Bob.
It is What If Wednesday, presented by Mazda of Everett, and we talked about the Mariners trade deadline deals, everybody giving them just outstanding grades, almost a consensus that they crushed it, they nailed it, everybody loved it, but there was still a segment of the fan base saying, I wish they had done more, and the Mariners, to their credit, said, hey, we were burning up the phone lines till the last minute. We thought I think Justin or maybe Jerry said, we thought we were in the end zone on a deal.
Yeah.
Another one we had up at the goal line. He's used, just to appease you with the football metaphors there.
Yeah,
but
that was Justin.
But they thought they had a deal done, and I think that was the Johan Duran deal. But apparently the Phillies upped their offer. So he's, that would have been brilliant if you were able to land him.
Yeah, I just think it's being greedy, right?
Well, yeah, let's dream big. I was hoping they got him. I was hoping they'd get Stephen Kwan, who wasn't traded, but the word was he was going to be out there and available. And I was just hoping he didn't end up on the Astros or the Red Sox or any of the teams that I hate. He didn't get traded, so no loss there. But I was dreaming big. I was like, man, if they could add Kwan and Duran, I mean, that's a whole new team. They're World Series favorites. But yeah, that didn't happen. But Duran, it sounded like they were thought it was a done deal, and it unfortunately wasn't. He's pitched twice for the Phillies.
He's pitched. I mean, he's delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah, two
saves.
A couple of saves, and then one strikeout, and then ground balls. I mean, 0 hits. So I don't know. I just think then you would have. Which prospect do you think? Like, how far up the list would you have to go to get a guy like that?
Yeah, I don't, because I think the Phillies gave up somebody in their top 10. Maybe both were in their top 10. I can't remember where they were ranked in their organization, but sounds like you would have had to give up maybe a Harry Ford type of guy or something like that. I don't think they would trade Colt Emerson, but maybe Ford. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Mariners offered. I mean, when they say we thought we were in the end zone, maybe they were part of the deal, and maybe they wanted even more than that. I don't know what the offer was.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the idea that you add him along with Fergie, as they call him, would have been just massive for this bullpen. And Lefko asked, would that have made him one of the favorites to win the American League? Without question. Without question.
You think
you add the two most prominent bats available? You added both of them. You went and got a lefty in the bullpen, which you needed because all you had is Spire, as far as the lefty goes. And then if you were able to add Duran, yes. In my opinion, they absolutely would have been one of the favorites in the American League, without question.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, just because I don't know if I feel that way or not. But And maybe if you'd gotten Quan, I think I would have been more likely to say, yeah, they're the favorites in the American League.
Well, it's not the favorite, just one of the favorites.
One of the favorites, yeah. So, but yeah, you look at what Ferguson's done. I mean, he's come in 1 2/3 and no hits.
Yeah, he's done a nice job.
He's been great.
Yeah, and then the other question that Lefko asks is who do you trust in a high leverage role if they have to play 2 or 3 close games in a row and Brash and Munoz aren't available? It's a tough spot.
Yeah.
I mean, because all of those guys have taken turns being really effective and sometimes really ineffective. And Vargas is a great example of that. He's got great stuff, and he's at times looked unhittable, and at times he's gotten lit up. Bazardo, same thing. He's gone out there and been really effective. Other times he gets touched up. I mean, but that's the nature of everybody, right? When we're talking about the starters, the rotation, they've had great stellar game. Brian Wu, phenomenal game. Start before this, not good. Yeah. And so that's just the nature of it. So there is nobody that's perfect in the bullpen. But if I'm looking at Brash and Munoz aren't available, all of those guys, Spire is your next high leverage guy. You know, behind those guys as we sit right now. We'll see if Santos is able to come back. You know, we just read, you know, he's ready to go to start his rehab and start throwing. But
you trust him?
No.
Yeah.
No, he's been nothing. I mean, you know, if we're just being honest about what he's brought to the team, he's brought 0. You've gotten almost no appearances out of the guy since you've signed him. He's been nothing but hurt. So yeah, I've got no idea what he brings. I know there was a lot of excitement about his arm and what he could do and the potential of him, but we haven't seen any of that. So I like the idea of him, the option that he could be somebody that contributes at some point. But yeah, it's he's not somebody I would just throw immediately into a high leverage spot and say he's the guy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I kind of feel bad even bringing this up just because we've been complaining about, you know, they're sitting on their hands and not getting the right guys. They went and got the 2 bats that everybody was talking about. And then you did get a left-handed reliever, which was great. And the other thing is you just didn't – I don't think it really moved the needle for anyone as far as getting rid of your prospects. I mean, Locklear is the most prominent one that they gave up, but other than that, you know, so I don't know. It's like we're being spoiled right now. I know it's a what if, but I don't even want to ask for it in a what if situation. Like you guys
feel like
did
you're being
great,
too greedy,
man. Yeah, exactly.
You feel like I can't ask for that.
I can't do the what if.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get it. From your perspective, you were convinced they weren't going to do anything.
Right.
You thought they might get a bullpen arm and call it a day.
Well, and when I was thinking about, a bullpen arm, I wasn't thinking of Duran.
Yeah, you were just thinking a guy.
Just
they're going to get a guy. We have another version of Topa or Penn Murphy or one of these guys where we're going, who is that? Never heard of him. And then they become effective for you.
Right.
Yeah. And so you were above everybody. You had to be.
Dave. I was like, yeah, why should we expect that? It was so surprising to me. And I don't know, it just made me think also, like in years past, you know, maybe there was just this just came together for him for whatever reason, and you know, maybe in years past they've just been asked to deal too much, and they didn't want to touch any trade opportunities. But
yeah, I mean, Locklear is the most prominent name they gave up, and I know he hit a home run, and everybody thought, oh, Jerry got fleeced. I mean,
he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
He's 3 for 17, hitting a $176.
Yeah,
right now. Yeah, that home run, which was great. He's had 4 walks, struck out 7 times.
I like that. He hit a home run, which is great.
But it was just immediate, the reaction, like, oh, great, Jerry gave away the future, you know, and maybe he was still this. Look, it's 17 at bats. It's not. Yeah. It's nothing. But maybe he turns into a stud. Maybe he doesn't. But it was a necessary move, and I think everybody's at peace with the departure of him.
Too greedy.
Meanwhile, there are some specific things we want to see during the Seahawks preseason game tomorrow. We're going to get into those coming up next with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Pitch on the way, swinging a drive, deep to right field, right above the hand-operated scoreboard. There's number 1 for Gino in a Mariners uniform.
Tonight, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 6:40. Pregame at 5:30.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app, the home of the Mariners.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed, all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with XFi Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards, USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners with a big win in Game 1 of their series with the Chicago White Sox last night, looking to duplicate that tonight when they send George Kirby to the hill. You can catch it all right here, starting at 5:30 with the pregame show, 6:40 first pitch, Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, games going on as we speak. They're in the bottom of the ninth in Anaheim. The Rays are up on the Angels 5-4. Top of the seventh in Miami, the Marlins with a 6-4 lead over the Astros. Hopefully they can hang on to win that one. Top of the second in Washington, no score between the A's and the Nationals. Games that have finished for the day. The Orioles take out the Phillies 5-1. Giants double up the Pirates 4-2. It was the Twins over the Tigers 9-4. The Reds fall to the Cubs 6-1. Yankees get a win. They beat the Rangers 3-2. It was the Blue Jays 20-1 over the Rockies. The final there. Cardinals beat the Dodgers 5-3. And you had the Guardians blow a no-hitter in the ninth inning with one out. They had a no-hitter going, and Juan Soto steps up, hits a home run. That was the only hit of the game. They lose. The Mets lose 4-1 to the Guardians.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
Text line is there for you at 866-979-3776. Feel free to weigh in on whatever's on your mind. I want to get, can I bring up our conversation, Lefko, to the listeners?
Sure. Oh, boy.
I was talking to Lefko during the break, just about, dating, being of dating age and all of that.
Yeah.
And
which Lefko is.
Yeah, that's right. So am I. Still in the mix, Dave.
I understand that.
But he was just talking about the expense of dating.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he's talked about the first date, you're paying for things. I'm like, well, what happens after the first date? And he said, well, then it starts to even out. They'll start splitting the check. And I'm like, you're going to split the check after the first date? And he's like, well, after a couple dates, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it goes? Because that's not how I do that. I always felt like,
I mean, I'm out of it.
You've been out of the mix for
33
decades.
years now, but I would never let my girlfriend pay or a date.
Yeah.
I would never let them pay.
I'm curious what the protocol is, because I'm always paying. I do like when they try. No, let me get this, or let me pay for app. I look for that effort. I won't let them do it. But
right.
If they don't offer, then I start going, I don't know if I like that. But I do like the offer. I won't accept it, but I do like that they say, well, let me get this one, or let me pay half. I'm like, no, stop that.
That's one of the things that hooked me on the first time that Shannon and I were out together. I mean, it was kind of an arranged thing, and we met, and then she was not only paying attention to what beer I drank, but then she went and bought me one and came and handed it to me, and I was like, wow.
You said, we're getting married.
Girl. Yeah. Do you want to be my wife?
Yeah. Can we do this now? What are you doing this weekend? You feel like getting married? But yeah, what's the protocol? I'm curious for those of you out there in the mix. Because I like I said, I like the effort. I like that they'll make that gesture, but I won't accept it. Lefko will accept it. So there's the difference.
Well, Mike,
right?
maybe
Am I misrepresenting your point?
A lot of people say that, like, I asked my dad this, like, how do you know? And he's like, you just know. And maybe for Mike, it'll be, how do you know this is the one? It's like when I really don't want her to pay at all, even on the second date and third date. Maybe that's an indicator for you, Mike.
No, I don't want them to pay, but I'm not going to pay for a girl for like 20 dates.
20? We didn't even get to 20. We were
You
talking.
said you'll never let a girl pay.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we're dating for a year and she's like, well, let me get the movie or let me get this one, I'll be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
but
that's what I said.
I was
After a
talking about
few
the
weeks.
initial.
Yeah.
But
After a few weeks, they'll start
changed?
paying if
Has
they
that-
offer.
I mean, we're from that era where, well, I don't want to speak for you, but anyway, what at that era you always paid, and now is that starting to change a little bit? Do you think back to the other way where it's like, okay, let's go, what do they call it, Dutch or whatever?
Well, so yes, the thing was never on the first. I was telling Bob, it gets very expensive because never on the first. If you're going on a lot of first dates.
I told him to go
And
to
then-
McDonald's.
Yeah, that's the good solution.
Anything for you on the dollar menu. Go nuts. Whatever you like.
And then, yeah, never on the second. But then if they insist, like if you've done a lot of things and they really just insist, and I think they want to feel like they're not taking advantage of you, then I'll say, okay, sure. So by the second or third, if they're going to feel kind of offended if you don't let them, like you're kind of controlling, then yeah. And so if you're in a relationship at this point, it feels like you don't really want to be the one footing the bill for every single thing. So yeah, if you get to someone where you're comfortable with and they're offering, then I take them up on it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you give in sooner. I think was sort of what I gleaned from our conversation, where I appreciate the no, let me get it, and I'll say no, but I do like that they made that gesture, but I won't let them.
Yeah,
and you'll let them.
Yes.
So
He's like, well, if you insist, okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're getting this? Let me order something to go then too. I'm gonna get this for lunch tomorrow.
The bag bag to go. Oh man. Well, now that we figured out Lefko's dating problems, Ohtani 8 strikeouts today, and then goes 1 for 3, hits a 2 RBI home run. Unbelievable.
He's a unicorn, man. He's a unicorn. Yeah, people weighing in on this. Bob, the man pays for the date. If the girl is refusing hard about you paying for both, then the girl is saying this isn't a date. Okay. Let's see.
I'll let you kids figure it out.
The first 3 dates you pay for. After that, it's split down the middle because you need to afford other stuff. Somebody asking, is it your dream girl? I don't know. I kind of have the same policy. I mean, if it's not my dream girl, I don't know that there's going to be a ton of dates going on, but
yeah. Shannon was my dream girl, so yeah, paid for everything. But she always tried to and everything, and I think you appreciate that.
Yeah, I love the gesture. I like that. I like that. I've gone out with girls multiple times, and they never even brought it up.
Yeah,
and I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, you like somebody to offer.
Yeah, I like the offer. I just like that gesture. I'm not taking them up on it.
I think Shannon bought me a couple of presents or gifts or whatever. If after like the 3rd, 4th time, something just made, like you said, the gesture.
425, I would pay totally, but wouldn't force the issue if they wanted to help. 206 just says beta males split the check.
Okay.
All right, there you go. There's a couple people.
So many things you can learn on this show.
Huh?
So many things you can learn
I
listening
know.
to this show.
If they asked you out, then they buy. Okay. All right, so there you go.
You ever have a girl ask you out?
Yeah. I don't think I let them pay though.
Yeah. I have this T-shirt that my mom gave me that said, "I'm not angry. This is just my face."
Yeah.
That kind of discouraged anybody from
approaching you about
approaching me for a date. Not the shirt, but the face.
So it just wasn't a welcoming look. Apparently, it wasn't a "Hey, come talk to me" look.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we got the Seahawks playing tomorrow. Preseason game number 1. The Las Vegas Raiders come to town. We'll see who plays for the Raiders. I was hoping that, because initially it sounded like Pete was saying the starters were going to play, but he's saying no, they're not necessarily going to play, but they're ready.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Geno out there and see Jamal and whoever, but we'll see.
Max Crosby.
Yeah, ultimately we'll see what it looks like. But what is there something specific you're looking for? As much as we've sort of downplayed, look, the win, the loss means 0. They're not scheming each other. You're not looking for tendency. You don't know because half the guys are new coaching staff, everything. So you're not scheming for the opposition. What is it you want to see?
I want to see the execution of like the most basic plays that they're going to run, because that's what they have in right now. They have their base stuff. This is what everything, and what you do when you have that, and that's the same thing on defense. It's like you put your defenses in, but then each game as it goes along, you scheme for them specifically, like, oh, they're susceptible to this play or that play or whatever. But I just would like to see, and it might get disrupted because, like I said, whenever in the preseason, those games, they go their own way. And, you'd like to have like a 10-play drive where you can go right down and just, sequentially call, this play and that play, and this is how we want to go. I think you have to be flexible in that regard as far as like, okay, things aren't going right. Now we got to deviate from what was the plan. But I would love to see a long, sustained drive, scoring drive. Even if it's a field goal, just to get them moving down the field and just kind of see how this offense makes sense. So, that, and then I think that's number one. Number two is just the individual players. Like, Gray Zabel's going to play a little bit,
right? And
I don't know how much, but
even Worry, I want to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Gray Zabel play. I mean, never thought I'd say that about a guard, but that play I was describing from the scrimmage where he recovers on that spin that Big Cat threw on him, and he looks so good. His feet look just awesome, and. I remember saying this about Fautanu, the kid from UW who ended up going to Pittsburgh in the draft a couple of years ago, where it looked like his lower half and his upper half almost operate independently. Mm-hmm. It's hard to describe how good his hands and feet are. So, yeah, this will be the year of me watching an offensive guard. That's the most exciting thing that I have going on. But no, it's going to be about what is the effect of the coaching, because you're not going to see a lot of the starters and you're going to see a lot of young guys. And
at one point you had disdain for guards.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd always bring up the coach that told you I could go out and find a guard on the side of a freeway or whatever the saying was. And
bum on the highway.
Yeah, just kind of like, it's nothing special position. Right. And they're cheaters and they hold. And now look at you.
They are.
Now look at you. The thing you're looking forward to most, guard play.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, really, but no, I think there's going to be a lot of binoculars in the stands if you have them, and just focus on Gray Zabel. It's going to be really interesting because, again, this was a complaint-free draft. Really, I mean, there was maybe a couple of people that you heard like a negative rating as far as what they went and got, but. You go and get a stud safety on defense, obviously Gray Zabel, and then, Jalen Milroe, I think, is going to be really interesting to watch. And it's my understanding that it's going to go Drew Lock and Jalen Milroe, first and second half.
Yeah.
So
that'll be exciting to see.
Yeah.
What does he look like? How does it look when he's throwing the ball? Is he running every time? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait I'd like to see him throw a pass. I haven't really, we don't get a chance to see a lot of the 7-on-7 stuff because we start our show out there, but I think for him, and then even Worry, it just seems like no matter what, he has success almost every day. You hear something about an interception or how he fielded on on a run play or whatever. Had him in there today, just an amazing kid. I mean, it just a great group of young guys that I can't wait to see. And now this Torrey Horton kid is like getting all the focus.
Yeah.
And I wasn't so sure what his impact was going to be on this team early on, and it already is.
Yeah, Eamon Worry's the guy I'm most excited / curious about. I think he was a tremendous pick, and there's so many. We read so many of the mock drafts out there, and so many evaluations of all these players, and he was widely considered to be a first-round pick. And the fact that he was there, and the Seahawks move up and take him, and it just. And then post draft reaction, everybody talking about that being a gem, and they've got a first round talent in the second round, and so it just led to me just really excited about what he potentially could be for this team. So he's the guy I'm really keyed in on. Obviously, Gray Zabel was addressing a huge need for the team, but Mike McDonald talking about what it is he hopes to get out of the preseason opener.
There's so much to get out of these games. There's a lot of position battles that you want to see. You want to see how guys, handle, live and in color, schemes that necessarily they haven't been seeing the last, X amount of practices. Going against other people is really exciting. Being in front of the 12s is going to be a lot of fun, and we want to win the game. So that's how we'll call it, and that's how we'll handle all the situations. But getting our guys, great reps as well. We want to get our guys an opportunity to go show what they've been practicing and been training to do.
Like he throws there, we want to win the game.
Yeah.
And that's literally the last thing I'm looking at.
Right.
I couldn't tell you what the Seahawks did in preseason last year in terms of wins and losses. I don't recall.
God, that's a great question.
And we always talk about
remember.
the Lions the year they went winless were undefeated in the preseason.
4-0.
Yeah, so it really, as far as it translating to what the regular season is going to look like, there's zero connection.
God, can you imagine those Lion fans? They were probably thinking after that, like, hey, we're going to the playoffs, man.
This is our year.
This is our year.
The curse has been lifted, and they go 0-16.
Yeah.
And I believe our buddy Cliff Averill was on that team.
That's right. Oof. Just sat next to Cliff Averill today in the production meeting, and I didn't bring that up.
You didn't bring up 0-16?
No,
that's weird. Seems like that should be front of mind.
But another guy I think I'm most curious about, Anthony Bradford. I can't wait to see him play, just because I saw him the other day, and he is a monster of a man. And then you look at what he does on the field, and there was a few times I remember coming in here and going, guys, look at this man. Look at this guy. Like, he's barely touching this guy, and he's knocking him on his ass. I mean, it's phenomenal. But then you see him just entirely space. So I think him and Jalen Sundell, I think, is also very interesting. Guy from North Dakota State. And from what I understand, so him and Gray Zabel from North Dakota State, and I guess there's 2 players on the Raiders from North Dakota State. So they're just a football powerhouse, apparently.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Littering the NFL with players.
Yeah. But yeah, you look at Jalen Sundell, I think he is kind of interesting just because he's been talked about so much. He's incredibly versatile. He can play, center, guard, or tackle. He's kind of undersized to play tackle, but he can do it. So I think those 2 guys, offensive line wise, are going to be, but you have to say that, like, watching offensive line play, I mean, how many times you go, wow, I mean, he won that battle. And it's like, or how many times are you going, well, I don't know if that was his block or not. And, what are the rules? And maybe he was expecting help. And so, in other words, it's hard to evaluate.
Right.
But just the way they carry themselves and if they look confident running this offense is what you're looking for.
Another one from Mike McDonald gives a little bit more clarity on which starters will and will not play.
It's not like, hey, we're taking the 22 guys that are penciled in and with the ones and they're not playing. It's kind of selected guys. Where there's some position battles still going, we'll see it. If it's the younger guys, like Nick will get some good reps. You'll see Gray initially. Elijah, will play. So all those young guys, they need experience and reps too.
So he's bringing up some of the rookies, Emanwari, Zabel, Arroyo. Just of the veteran group, I don't know who would be out there. Who would be a likely candidate to play? Oh, like somebody who's not. He just listed rookies there.
Yeah, I don't think MVS or Cooper Kupp are playing.
Would you want to see Darnold out there for a series or two? He's new.
I think. Yeah, I think everybody would, right? But the fact that they think he doesn't need it, I think, is probably a good sign. So, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting also to watch this how they warm up and like how they get ready before a game. That was actually discussed today, and there was a stat that I guess Geno, the first series, Geno had like the worst, I can't remember if it was quarterback rating or they came in dead last as far as effectiveness in their first series. And then their second series, they were like 4th best. Now, I don't know exactly what the measuring stick was, whether it was scoring or first downs or whatever, but Mike talked a lot about how they warm up and how it kind of peaks, and then you go in the locker room and it goes down. So they're trying to find ways. Mike is an incredible football mind that, like, he thinks about everything. I mean, if you're a coach, you're a head coach in the NFL, especially going into just your second year, do you really give a crap about how your team warms up? And yet Mike is paying attention to that kind of stuff, and I think it's valuable.
Did you ever have that experience as a player? You guys went out there, you warmed up, you're ready, you're fired up, and then you just go sit in the locker room and go, huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think you always tried to not, get too fired up when you're out there and going through, the warm-ups and everything, because usually it involves you hitting. And I remember guys getting their pads warm by hitting someone else. You kind of wanted to do that. But I remember a game, I think we were playing the Oilers, and they had the run-and-shoot offense. And, there was 3 or 4 series where I didn't hit anybody. I mean, it was just pass. And, I think maybe I made one tackle, but it was like, man, I'm ready to hit somebody. And I think he's trying to find a way to sort of just warm everybody up and keep going because of that stat I mentioned, that they started off terrible in first series. So just him, trying to find a different way to do things, I think that's what makes him such a great coach. He just thinks about every little detail, very detail-oriented.
One here from Pete Carroll where he was asked if starters will play on Thursday. Here's his response.
You think you'll play your full set of starters on Thursday?
Everybody's alive. Everybody's ready to go.
There we go.
So it's not a yes.
Yeah.
It's not a no. Everybody's ready to go.
That's savvy Pete right there. Yeah.
So you guys parse that for yourselves. What do you think? Is that a yes or no? Are the starters playing or not? They're live. They're ready. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is going to be Mike McDonald's 21st, going into a game, right? 20 last year, 17, and 3 is 20. Yeah. And then for Pete Carroll, that's probably, number 600 or something ridiculous like that, as far as going out as a head coach. But Pete, the consummate pro there. Everyone's alive.
That's good to hear. Yeah. They're live. They're all alive, and they're ready to go. So, I don't know. I guess I'd be pretty surprised if we saw Gino out there. Maybe he will. Maybe Pete will take special consideration. Hey, he just left here. It's a chance for him to get out in front of the 12s because they're not going to play him in the regular season. So, maybe this is an opportunity for him to get a nice ovation or something. I don't know if he takes that into consideration at all.
Yeah.
In terms of, Pete messing with the starters or not playing versus not playing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool for Gino to get, and I don't know if it's going to be a packed building or not, but it'd be cool for him to get the reception from the crowd.
Yeah. Think that's what he'll get? Or he didn't want us.
And you're right. And
there
I think
might be some people that are rankled because of that.
Yeah, I think any fan, when there's a player, especially a prominent player, that says, I don't want to be part of your team anymore, they immediately say, you're dead to me.
Right.
That's it. You want out? Then get out. You don't want to be here? Good. I don't want you. There's that feeling. So and I think that's true with some of the fan base. I would think he would get a majority of cheers, though. I think.
Yeah, I would think so. Just because, he did something that was unexpected and pretty awesome, really, if you look at the trajectory of his career. And I think he was a second rounder originally.
He was.
Yeah, and then
he was.
He fought his way into being a backup for a long time, and then all of a sudden, ends up being a starter. And I just, I wonder if people are kind of apathetic about it because, like I said, good Gino is the guy that resurrected his career and, did the Seahawks right and played well, made the Pro Bowl, all that. And then there's the Gino that, nobody ever really got attached to.
Yeah.
Never really felt like, that's my guy, Even if you've never met him or anything, there are certain players that, you love. And Marshawn Lynch, great example.
Yeah, well, Russ was that guy for
Russ as well.
You weren't allowed to say anything negative about Russ for years.
Yeah.
It was really poorly received.
Right.
So you're not negative, you're just being objective, saying, it wasn't a good game, or that was a bad series, or you shouldn't have made that pass. Why do you hate him? That's where all that started. So, yeah, it's I don't know. We'll see if he gets any time out there talking about Geno Smith, and if he does, I would be pretty certain he'd get a positive reaction from the majority of the crowd. Meanwhile, there's an interesting cross-sport comparison to be made between two key pieces of the Seahawks and Mariners. We'll get into that next with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Motorcycle riders, don't you love this weather? I assume most of you are out there every day like I am, taking advantage of it while it's here. But being on the bike, you assume a little bit more risk than you do in a car. Certainly, you're much more exposed. And I've got a lot of friends that have been in accidents before, some serious, some not so serious. I have not been there, and I'm knocking on wood right now. But if you're somebody that rides and somebody that has been injured in a motorcycle crash, do not settle for a firm that tells you they're motorcycle lawyers. You got to trust the ones who have actually lived it, and that's Law Tigers. They've been around for a long time. They've been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide, and they are available 24/7, 365 days a year, because writers deserve real support when you need it most. And Law Tigers is the resource writers can turn to when they are in need. Now, you see them everywhere. You see the Law Tigers vans, the tents, the billboards, certainly, but they're out at all of the events. They're out there supporting all of the clubs, all of the shops. Law Tigers are always by your side. And even better, you bring a case to them, the case evaluation is always free. There is no fee until your case settles. So they don't get paid until you get paid. You never ride alone with Law Tigers. They are Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Roof now, pay later. No payments until 2027. Zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for up to 24 months. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Since 1968, we've helped homeowners just like you get beautiful, durable roofs without breaking the bank. Book today and lock in summer pricing before it's too late. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain and and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready. The James G. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC-238 USLC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC-138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA-270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday the 7th and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, so maybe I shouldn't have been so certain Gino would get a bunch of cheers, at least from our listeners anyway, because a lot of the texts coming in are not supportive of that idea, Dave.
No, I couldn't believe it. It was like 90%.
Yeah,
I would say.
I thought if you're just tuning in, we were just talking about the idea that Gino could play. We don't know. Pete gave a very broad answer there that maybe he plays, maybe the starters play, maybe they don't. We'll all find out together tomorrow. But hypothetically, if Gino were to play, I said, yeah, I think he'd get more cheers than boos. And if we just go by our texts, I was way wrong on that.
Which is a really dumb and small sample size.
I like this one because this kind of summed up the feeling I was talking about where, he made it clear, I don't want to be here. And a lot of the fan reaction is, oh, you don't want to be here? We don't want you here, so get out. And the 360 said, never wanted Gino to begin with. The feeling is mutual. So there you go. Willem in Maple Valley, Gino will get more boos than cheers. So I don't know. Maybe he would. I don't really know. I'm anxious to see, though. I actually do hope he plays now because I just want to see how do they respond.
Here's 425 in Everett. First of all, he sent a picture of him and his cat, which we did not need to see that.
Oh, I thought you were saying Gino did. I was like, where did he?
No, 425 is what I'm talking about here from Everett. And then he said, same for me, resting blank face. No, he said he played his heart out, is what he said. So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a few people that are, Gino, I mean, what do we care? He's in the AFC West now.
Yeah.
That's a tough division to be in, by the way.
Yeah, but I think you were right in that, I don't think there was ever a true connection like where fans felt like they knew him. Didn't mean they didn't root for him or appreciate him, but there just wasn't that connection the way it was with Russ, the way it was with Marshawn, the way it was with Sherm, and just certain guys, fans, whether they do or don't, feel like they know that guy, love that guy. Gino was kind of distant. He just kind of, I don't know. It never really got to that point, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see what happens out there. Meanwhile, taking a look at some of the new faces on each of these teams, talking about Mariners and Seahawks, and similarities perhaps. We talked about, obviously, Josh Naylor has been a nice addition to this team so far. And then the guy we kind of forgot about for a bit with the Seahawks is DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
Just talking and getting different reactions from people close to those situations about the impact. And we talked to Byron Murphy, so did Brock and Salk, and he explained the impact, according to him, that DeMarcus Lawrence has had on them so far.
Man, D-Law, special guy, man. He's crazy. He's wired different. He's wired completely different. But, man, I feel like a guy like that in our room, that's what we need. He's a guy, he's a leader. He keep us going. He always positive. And then he always, putting his he's just always leading us in the right direction. You know, he's being that vet, that savvy vet he is. 12 years in the game. So, man, just having him in the room, it's an honor to be in the room with him and to play with him, but just to soak up all the knowledge from him. Like, he always giving us young guys, like, just little nuggets and, just little things, for us to be successful on the field.
Yeah, I find it fascinating, and I've just put these two together because, you have the clubhouse that the Mariners have, and there's just a certain way that they do things, and maybe it's they do the little dance thing and the thing in the outfield and everything, and then in the trident, and then you see Josh Naylor come here and kind of be like, okay, you hold that while I go and let guys congratulate me with a high five or whatever. But and then kind of the same thing with DeMarcus Lawrence coming in. He just came from a different culture and just a different kind of cat. You know that. I've told you a lot of stories about a guy named Simon Fletcher, who was an outside backer, and
Was he the smoker?
Yeah, he was a smoker, and and he was just a different cat, and just the way the things he would say, like he was super bold with the coaches, and he would kind of, because he was an older guy, and then just, I don't know, the way he carried himself, and then you watch him play, he was just kind of a quirky guy that, I'm like, I've never been across a guy like this before. That's what you're kind of hearing about DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, I don't know so much, and we'll hear from Aaron Goldsmith, but, I think people are starting to kind of know who Naylor is, but I just think it's interesting that they're not really used to him yet. They don't really get him. And same thing with DeMarcus Lawrence, that, it's like he's kind of crazy, but like in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, you hear it. That's praise coming from Byron Murphy. And I always say, how they act with the media or with fans, and to me is completely secondary. As long as his teammates love him and the coaches or managers love him, I'm in.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to talk to us or be nice to us, just your teammates. You can't be a problem in the locker room or the clubhouse. So that's all that matters. But Goldsmith talking about Naylor and his unique personality.
And then when you start asking him some questions, he is remarkably thoughtful, and yet, kind of like our last discussion here, if he doesn't have an answer for something, he'll just tell you. Like, he's not going to try to make something up to try to make himself sound smart. Like, there is a lot of Zach Greinke to him. Like, I asked him before his home debut, I said, have you ever, in this brief period of time, a week with the ball club, even as an established veteran who's had great success in this game, have you found yourself yet maybe trying to extend too much, do too much, swing too hard? Because, the stakes here. You know that they went out and got you for a reason. Like, have you found yourself feeling that way at all? And he said, no. I know that if I do good, then that's great. And if I do bad, then I'll just come back tomorrow and try to do good again.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
He seems like a very unique guy, just watching him interact, and like so much more than what I thought would be. I mean, he's obviously a bat, but, we're getting the stolen bases now.
Yeah.
Where he's up to, is it 18 or 19?
He's got 19 on the season. 8 of them are here.
Yeah. And he hasn't played in that many games.
Yeah.
And so, you get that, and then you see the athleticism at first base, him making a couple of plays, the little toe tap thing, I think was last night. It was last night. And then, he had one where he had to come up the line and reach back and tag the guy. I mean,
I love the guy. I love his demeanor. I love that he is all business, that he's just like, I'm not interested in chatting up the runner on first. I'm not interested in trying to appease anybody with a big smile. And he didn't. I don't think he cracked a smile with that home run last night. He had a stern look on his face rounding the bases, even when he crossed home plate and he's high-fiving, celebrating. He just looked like, okay, I'm gonna go have a seat.
Yeah, let's get this over with. And the same one, and same thing happened when he hit. I think it was his first one in Oakland. Was that where that was? Or he looked angry.
Well, they don't play in Oakland anymore.
I'm sorry.
Sacramento. Let's get that straight. Don't disrespect the Sacramento A's.
But he looked pissed off.
Yeah.
And he just got a certain amount of intensity. And like you were saying about chatting people up, that I'm trying to remember who the player was with the A's that was like.
You say it was Kurtz?
Was it maybe Kurtz that I was talking about? Anyway, yeah, he was like trying to chat him up, and you could see that Josh gave him just a one-word answer. Like,
doesn't even look at him.
Like,
whatever.
Or
no. I'm focusing here. Yeah, I love it. I love what he brings. I hope he's popular in the clubhouse, and that Dan loves him, the coaches love him, and hopefully that works into an extension. He's 28. And you don't have that guy behind him anymore because Locklear's now in Arizona, so you don't have that obvious young first baseman ready to take that spot, and he's blocking anybody. You got him in his prime. He's a complete pro, and there are a lot of aspects to his game that favor this team, and hopefully he likes it, they like him, and they work something out. Well, I know I'm getting way ahead of things. He's only been here for a short time, but I like what he brings.
Yeah, me too. And he's just unique in his personality in that way. And I think that's the same thing with DeMarcus Lawrence. Like, I think that there's a lot of players that are like, I've never seen a guy act the way he acts.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times it's like standing up to the coaches and saying things and being able to, like I say with Mike McDonald, he's able to say things very bluntly without it being personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think DeMarcus Lawrence has a little bit of that. But yeah, two unique personalities coming and hopefully affecting both their teams in a good way. And we know that certainly Josh Naylor has done that.
All right, coming up, it didn't seem possible, but the good vibes are about to get even better with the Mariners. We'll hear about that when we sweep the dial. Coming up with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch to Cal, swinging a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports. Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here and all these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife. You know, a few weeks ago, we had Andy Ryder. He is the mayor of Lacey. And most importantly, he's a Swedish Cyberknife patient. We had him and Dr. Landis from Swedish Cyberknife in studio a little while ago, and a couple of things that stood out about Swedish Cyberknife, especially the treatment. I mean, it only takes 5 sessions. Andy was able to complete treatment in 1 week, Monday through Friday, while continuing to work full-time, and each treatment session lasts less than an hour. So he's able to remain comfortable during treatment. He's wearing his street clothes in, didn't experience many side effects other than, you know, being a little bit tired. But if you compare that with other treatment methods where you have to have surgery or a catheter, I mean, it is night and day with Swedish Cyberknife. Also, it was really cool to see the relationship between Andy and Dr. Landis. Andy holds him in very high regard, and rightfully so. Dr. Landis is a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award. And we talk around here about building a sports team and trying to find stars and superstars. Swedish Cyberknife truly has that. It's an all-pro roster of doctors and world-renowned experts in their field, just like Dr. Landis. Swedish Cyberknife treats patients from all over the state. You don't need a physician's referral. You can reach out to them directly. So if you've been diagnosed with prostate cancer, go to swedish.org/cyberknife prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Progressive's AutoQuote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's AutoQuote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
Find out more at silverreefcasino.com.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, two-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Crawl space and attics are not places you want to spend much time, but many homes in our area can have serious issues behind the hatches. Hi, it's the owner of Crawl Pros, Richard Herron. For years, you've heard us talking about how we go where you don't want to. With our free corner-to-corner inspection to keep your crawl space and attic well insulated and free of mold and water. You've also heard about the pest control division of our company to keep your home bug and critter free. I'm excited to tell you about our newest division, Plumber Pros. Plumber Pros takes the same customer-first approach to plumbing that we do with our crawl space, attic, and pest control work. We've hand-picked skilled plumbers that I know you'll feel comfortable inviting into your home. So next time you run into plumbing issues, from leaky faucets and clogged drains to full home repipes and sub pump installations, call Crawl Pros and we'll get our plumbing division, Plumber Pros, out to get it resolved. For anything related to your crawl space, attic, pest control, or plumbing, call Crawl Pros or visit us at crawlpros.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
So we do have some good news to get to with the Mariners, but some more immediate good news. The Marlins did just beat the Astros 6-4.
There we go.
So
a
it's
sweep?
Back? No. They avoided a sweep.
Oh. Marlins beat the Astros, so they dropped 2 of 3, but they took the last one. So if the Mariners win tonight,
down to 2,
there'll be 2 games. 2 games back.
So that wasn't even the good news I had planned on. This is the good news. Yesterday, Justin Hollander gave a series of injury updates, and there was some great news and perhaps unexpected when it came to Victor Robles.
Victor, very positive what we're seeing right now. Right now, the plan is for him to start a rehab assignment on August 12th. So way ahead of schedule where I had anticipated, but August 12th would be the start of Victor's rehab assignment. Again, he's missed like 4 months of baseball, so that's not going to be like a weekend go play. He's probably going to need 40 or 50 at-bats at least, but really excited to get Vic back out there running around. He's worked his butt off to get to this point and endured a lot, but that would be great if we could start on 12.
Oh, who's getting calls?
Hello.
Taking calls. Trade deadline's over.
That's great news. I mean, I'd love to see him back in this lineup. Now, how he would fit, I'm not entirely sure because Canzone's been hitting well. I like Robles in the outfield much better than I like Canzone, but he's been one of your more effective bats since he's been called back up. So how they'd work that out, I don't really know. It's not like he's going to show up tomorrow. He's what do you say, the 12th? So that's 6 days from today. He'll start his rehab. So it's not anything you need to address immediately, but it's great news to know that potentially is going to be an option fairly soon.
Well, and how cool is that right now? Dominic Canzone, he's hitting 296.
Yeah, since he got called back up, he's been a different hitter.
Holy smokes. Yeah, and so just like last night, great example of, Cal, JP, couldn't get hits. Who else? Rosarena went over, and you had Canzone get multiple hits. He's done that a number of times, doing really well. But I'm really looking forward to Robles. It's just another, like an X factor with him. I think, number one, you see he's nuts. Like when we see him in the clubhouse, he's always making some
very
joke.
Animated.
Remember when he came running in there with the broom for the sweep and was screaming and yelling? And he was like in his shoulder harness or whatever at the time. But yeah, I mean, he just brings an element to this team. I think that it'd be fun to watch. But yeah, I mean, Canzone's been doing great though. So love that about that lineup. Now all of a sudden starting to look very, very deep.
Sweeping the dial.
Yesterday after Seahawks practice, Mike McDonald, with the help of Bob Condotta here, gives some injury updates on a few guys who haven't been practicing the last couple of days.
We didn't see Olu out there the last couple of days.
Yeah, Olu, his back tightened up a little bit. We don't think it's really day-to-day at this point.
Tyrese Knight?
Yeah, same thing. He just got a little tangle with his knee, so we're getting it imaged and kind of go from there. But Josh had surgery on his hand. Should be back soon.
Tangled with his knee.
Yeah.
They'll get imaging on it.
I hope that doesn't last too long. I was thinking about, looking at the depth at inside backer. I got to say, it's at a point where I'm like, Patrick O'Connell looks really good.
Right.
He really does. They call him Patio, and he does great in all the drills. I hear Mike McDonald talking about him all the time. So, I mean, as long as Tyrese Knight is healthy, I'm really good with the inside backer, depth. Drake Thomas is another one that's actually playing really well. These guys are different, man. These guys are like 5'11", 220, 225. I was looking at Patrick O'Connell today, and he's just not that big of a guy, but that's kind of how the new inside backers are now. They're really fast, and I think O'Connell is maybe one of the faster players as far as quickness goes out on the field.
Sweeping the dial.
NFL Network was live at 49ers training camp yesterday, and George Kittle had to crash the set to complain about the network and their governing body, the NFL, because they put a new guideline in place.
I honestly just came up here to air a grievance.
Oh.
Our team got a memo today that smelling salts and ammonia packets were made illegal in the NFL.
Wow.
And I've been distraught all day.
Okay.
Illegal?
He even said he's not practicing anymore.
I considered retirement.
Yeah. So they got to go ahead and bring that back for George Kittle.
Yeah, so we got to figure out a middle ground here, guys. Somebody help me out. Somebody come up with a good idea. Fred, it's on you.
Airing of grievances.
Yeah, that's all I had to get out there.
I've been distraught all day. Why would they ban those? Is there a negative impact to those? I don't know much about them. I mean, I've certainly seen them. They've been around forever, but
have you ever?
I don't think I've ever smelled one.
Yeah.
Is it jarring?
Yeah, it'll wake you up, man.
Yeah. Does it burn? Is it like a burning sensation, or what is it?
Kind of a burn. It doesn't it's not like painful, but all of a sudden your senses just light up.
Because you've seen some of those guys just to start games, you see them snap them in half, and then they're look like they're wired. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious why they would ban them, though. I'm not educated on them to know that maybe there's some medical side effect, and that's why they do that.
That's probably it. It's probably something that they did some study on, and they don't want their players doing that. I wonder what the fine is if you get caught.
Sneaking ammonia packets.
Yeah. I remember there was one player that put one in his waistband or whatever for later, and it got smashed, and I think it burned him or something.
Huh.
But so, yeah, that's maybe an indicator that it might not be a good thing to snort if it burns your skin.
So you've had those a few times?
Yeah. And I don't remember if it was because I was trying to get fired up or because
you
I got
dinged.
knocked out. But yeah, I don't think it was because of a concussion or anything. It was just kind of like.
Did they give some to Moyer when he was snoring on the field?
They might have. Yeah. I think mostly they put a mirror down there to see if he was breathing.
It looks like in some of the stories that came out, that's one reason they think that they're used to mask concussions. And then some other negative side effects, it sounds like. So yeah, the articles that came out about this today, that's literally the reason they don't want concussions to be masked, I guess.
Sounds like Kittle was a frequent user, perhaps. He's been distraught all day.
Well, there are some guys have they have their rituals of things that they do. Remember there was something with Hennessy and Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah, Skittles and all kinds of
Skittles as well.
All kinds of mixtures. All right. What has led the Mariners to being so aggressive on the bases lately? We're going to hear about that in the latest installment of the Cal Raleigh Show. It's coming your way next with Wyman and Bob at Seattle Sports on 710.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at PCFgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
Hey, golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and we've been talking about this. Luxury awaits at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. You can book now for an unforgettable summer experience because the hotel opens up August 8th. Bookings are open at snocasino.com starting on August 8th. The expanded non-gaming floor, the destination spa, the big new entertainment space and convention center, new restaurants as well. They're combining effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com for details. Seattle's closest, now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb.
At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Mariners and White Sox getting set for Game 2 of that series coming your way in about a half an hour with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch. You can catch it all right here. Seattle Sports on 710. The Mariners sending George Kirby to the hill looking for win number 2, and winning that series overall would be a fantastic start to things. Meanwhile, games going on right now. A's and Nationals scoreless in the top of the 5th. Red Sox with a 2-1 lead over the Royals in the bottom of the 3rd. Bottom of the 3rd in Atlanta, Brewers and Braves tied at 1 apiece. Finals from earlier today, Orioles beat the Phillies 5-1. Giants over the Pirates 4-2. Guardians had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning until Juan Soto stepped up with a home run, but the Guardians get the win 4-1. It was the Twins taking out the Tigers 9-4. Cubs 6-1 over the Reds. Yankees get back in the win column. They beat the Rangers 3-2. Blue Jays just blister the Rockies 20-1. The final in that one. The Rays take out the Angels 5-4. Dodgers fall to the Cardinals 5-3. And good news, the Marlins hang on and beat the Astros 6-4. So the Mariners are 2.5 games behind the Astros as we sit right now.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
We'll be turning you over to the Mariners pregame show at the bottom of the hour as they get set for Game 2 against the Chicago White Sox. George Kirby on the hill tonight for your Mariners. Meanwhile, we've been doing this each and every week, and typically it happens on Thursdays, but we've got Seahawks preseason football happening tomorrow, so we had to move the Cal Raleigh Show today, the latest installment of the Cal Raleigh Show. The Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show is presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, and it's time for the latest installment.
Cal, looks like you got your hitting clothes on right now. This is Wednesday afternoon. Yes, it is, right? Wednesday, yes.
I don't know.
Little people in baseball never know what day it is. It just, everything gets messed up. If there's a day game, it turns into a Sunday usually, and it's usually a Wednesday or something like that. Off day Monday. I know what day it is. I know where we're at. But I also see you look like you've been doing some work in the cages today.
Not yet. So we'll get there.
What's your plan of attack for today?
Not much. Just go through the routine and get in the cage a little bit, work on some things, and get hot, get ready for the game, and that's about it.
Did Gino split a glove last night?
I don't know. It broke, so.
Have you seen that happen before? I don't think I've seen that happen before in an NFL.
It happens sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, not too often, so, but
Okay.
yeah.
That was one that seemed a little bit out of the ordinary. Let's get to everything that's happened in the last week. When we talked last week in Sacramento, Josh Naylor had come aboard, and since then you have 2 new teammates. Let's just start with that final game in Sacramento and everything that kind of unfolded. We were, about the 6th, 7th inning when we found out. I don't know if you guys knew yet, but the team had acquired Gino Suarez. How did the rest of the night go?
Feels like forever ago. So, yeah, I mean, we didn't really know until after the game was over. So, we probably would have known ahead of time if we were in a normal park. I mentioned that to you already, but with there being no clubhouse or tunnel attached, the word wasn't spreading like it normally would. So, like I said, didn't know until afterwards, which was a very fun thing to see post game. So,
hey, you get to Seattle, and then all of a sudden things are different. We see a big change with the lineup. You've got 2 new faces in the lineup. You go out, you have a terrific series against Texas, first game against Chicago, pretty good. What is standing out with you about this group offensively right now?
Yeah, I mean, finding a way to get it done, stealing some bags. Guys are, pretty comfortable in the lineup. It's a long lineup, so really, hard to get a lot of guys out, consecutively. So, like I said, the lineup's a lot deeper than it has been in the past, and it's already paying off dividends. So,
when you're behind the plate and you see a similar lineup facing your pitcher, kind of put into words what that does to a pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really get a whole lot of room for error, I'd say. So, with a lineup that's just deep, it's tough. You don't have the luxury of taking pitches off or hitters off. You have to be on your game at all times, because you never know when somebody might clip you, or might hit that double that starts a rally, or hits a big home run. So you just don't get a lot of downtime in the sense of not a lot of pitches off, and you have to be fully focused for every single pitch you throw, and that's not usually a good feeling for pitchers.
Yeah, it seems like everybody would think, oh, the pitcher should be focused absolutely all the time, but it's just not that easy, I would imagine. That's a lot of intensity out there for 6, 7 innings. When you look at what you brought up the stolen bases, and first of all, congratulations. I challenged you very early in the season. I really wanted to see 10 stolen bases. You kept going. I appreciate that. We also see Josh Naylor come in, and everybody's talking about, well, yeah, he has been known to steal a base here and there. He can do that, but he's blown away his career high. I mean, and it's been ridiculous since he's been with the Mariners. I believe it's 8 in 11 games. But we also see, saw Jorge Polanco steal a base. We saw the double steal last night. We're seeing pretty good base running. And when you look at it since the break, this team has got the best base running numbers in baseball. And you look at this lineup, and it's not a bunch of burners, but what has the focus been on that, and what have you learned as a team on how that can impact your offense?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't wait around for that big home run or that big hit. You gotta force the action. You gotta put pressure on the defense and make them play good fundamental defense. And it's not always the easiest thing. And when you're putting pressure on pitchers to be quick to the plate and catchers to play catch with the second baseman, it's not always very easy, and it can leak into other things too. Pitcher's worried about the guy at first, accidentally leaves the ball over the middle of the plate that he shouldn't have because he's worried about the guy at first, and next thing you know, the hitter got a fastball in the heart of the plate and hit a home run, all because he's worried about the guy at first. So it's not just obviously the numbers, which are great. We're doing a great job with that, but it's also the other stuff as well, letting the other team know that we are a threat on the base pass, and like I said, it doesn't take super fast guys to be good base runners. You can be a good base runner by being prepared and making sure you're doing your homework and doing things you need to do, and pushing the envelope.
Coming into the season, would you have said that was part of this team's profile, or is this something that's really picked up of late?
No, I mean, I think you've seen it for most of the year. Obviously, lately it's been a lot more, but I feel like this year we've done a better job of when we get guys on, guys are looking to go. I think that's kind of a cornerstone of a good base runner is he gets on first and he wants to get to second, and then gets on second and he wants to get to third, and vice versa, and all the way to home. So you gotta want to have guys who want to get to second, want to get to third, and not just satisfied with just getting on first. So you see a lot of teams do that. Brewers, the Royals, those are two off the top of my head that play that kind of brand of baseball, and I think we're doing a better job of that.
Is there more, do you feel more, because I know it's been talked about every year, yeah, we want to be a team that does that. We don't always see that. Is there more freedom or more, you feel like, okay, you've got obviously a green light, but you're in a place where if it doesn't work out, you're okay, you're going to get to do that again. Is there more freedom with that this year?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely in the past, a lot more red lights, a lot more station-to-station baseball, which is, if you're built that way as a team, then usually you got a lot of power hitters and stuff like that. But being in this ballpark and understanding that every run is precious, and we do play a lot of tight games that we know that we need to push the envelope sometimes. And, we can't wait always for that one big hit or that one thing to happen. Sometimes we got to go make things happen and force the defense to make a play. So,
what impact has Eric Young Jr. had on this over at first base?
Yeah, I mean, he's been great. He's been great. I think, our whole staff's been very, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess positive when it comes to, guys wanting to run, guys, challenging guys to want to get to, steal bags, push the envelope, take the extra base. They've definitely given us the reins that they want us to do that. We want to be known as that aggressive team, and it's kind of started with Dan, starting with that style, and it's leaked all the way to EY and Negron, in the base pass and really pushing the envelope. And, even if we do get thrown out, not being scared to keep going and keep trying to, push it, to the limit to where, you still want to be smart, but being aggressive as well.
Are we going to see any base stealing gloves hammered in above your locker? Or I know Randy took a base. No? What if you got 20? You got to take something if you get 20.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. That's still a little ways off, but we're looking forward to that. It's so fun to watch. Also fun to watch Brian Wu.
Yeah.
Last night, yeah. What did we see last night from him?
He was great. He was, locating his heater, moving it around really well, mixing in off speeds when he needed it. But, really just, all started with the command yesterday, and you saw both the lefties and righties, and, obviously got clipped early in the game, but then left one in the middle of the plate, and that's what happens. But, after that, he was pretty solid on, locating and mixing.
When you look at him where he is right now versus a year ago, what is the difference with him?
I mean, he's really, turned himself into a true professional. He's doing a great job of, coming prepared every single day, staying on a good routine, staying hungry, not letting the good or the bad affect him, and just going out and competing every day and really playing the game really well. So, like I said, being a true pro is something he's done a really good job of.
I don't think you're going to tell me what it is, but maybe you'll give some indication as compared to other years. You are well past the midpoint right now. That can be tough for a catcher with everything building up. How do you feel physically right now?
I feel good. I feel strong. Nothing is nothing out of the ordinary is bothering me, which is great. So just trying to stay with it, stay on that good routine, and trying to, like I said, stay strong and stay healthy for the last 2 months here. So
what's the most important thing you do in your routine that gets you out there every day?
I mean, I don't know if there's one specific thing, but getting in the weight room is, I'd say, one of the more important things. Staying strong, keeping moving around, staying agile. So that's one of the big things. Is just I want to be able to be able to thrive throughout a season, not just barely make it to the finish line. So I feel like, lifting weights and staying strong is definitely one of the things that helps me the most.
Are you able to keep that consistent throughout the year, or do you have to pull back a little bit in what you do as it goes on?
You play it by ear, it's not specifically one thing all the time, but sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's a little more based off of travel and how many games in a row you're playing and how many times you've been out there. So it varies. We just play it, like I said, you play it by ear, you play smart, but at the same time understanding that you do have to stay strong and off days are great, but you also got to make sure you're getting in what you need to stay strong for 162.
Lastly, did I hear you did a kids camp on the off day?
Yeah, there's a lot of kids out there. So.
What's that like when you look out and you see kids of different ages who A, are into baseball, B, are happy to see you too?
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. We had a great time at the camp. Oh, a lot of kids there. I was not expecting that many kids to show up, and it was really cool. Obviously seeing all the camp shirts with Cal Raleigh and the name and number on the back was really cool, and we had a lot of fun and just getting to hang out and chat with them, and kids are funny. So.
You got a funny story?
No, they were great though. They were all super excited. They wanted me to take some of their stuff to wear on the field. I was like, no, I'm not taking your stuff. They're giving me high fives, hugs, and it's pretty cool. So
that's awesome. What a great way to spend an off day.
Yeah.
Cal, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go, the latest installment of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, which is presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, and he has most certainly leaned into his nickname, Dave. He's got no issue with it. If you look at all of his gear, like when he steps up to the plate and they have the armor.
Yep.
All the straps have the name printed on there. Big Dumper.
Yeah.
So he's on board.
Whether you like it or not. Yeah, I still am kind of at odds with it a little bit, but
he's embraced it. He's
fine with it.
It's all printed. It's there.
He's the one with the honey bucket.
He could resist it and say, no, put Cal, put Raleigh, put whatever, but it says Big Dumper on the straps on his arms.
Oh, I thought you were saying he got ink.
No. On the armor they wear up to the plate, and it's got the Velcro straps.
I saw that the other day, and I was like, all right.
So if he's okay with it, you got to be okay with it. Yeah. So
I'll get there.
Okay. So there you go, the latest edition of the Cal Raleigh Show. If you guys missed any part of that, you'll be able to find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Just click the podcast tab. Scroll down to our picture, click on that. It'll be right there waiting for you.
Remember he told Logan Gilbert, he was asking about the Big Dumper, and he said, it's inconvenient.
Yeah. That's the best bid they've had.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was gold.
Maybe it's when he goes to buy pants. That's what he's talking about, it being inconvenient.
Yeah, maybe seats in restaurants. Who knows? Who knows what it is? These tiny stools aren't going to fit. This is no good. Our coverage of Seahawks training camp is brought to you by The Landing in Renton. Also, the Mariners hosting the White Sox tonight. And the T-Mobile Park roof will be, say it's going to be open. I don't know what does it call for more rain? It's sunny out there right now.
Yeah, it's supposed to stay sunny.
Is it?
Yeah. The rain is gone.
Is it supposed to rain tomorrow?
Maybe.
I thought it was supposed to rain tomorrow. But, yeah, it rained last night, rained earlier today, but it's sunny right now. So I will say the T-Mobile Park roof will be open. That's the Mariners Roof Report, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Taking a look at the Seahawks, the NFL's been counting down its top 100 players in the league, and they've gotten through 45 so far. 2 Seahawks have made the list to this point. And I think they've got them numbered wrong. These should be flip-flopped. They've got Leonard Williams at number 99 of the top 100. They've got Sam Darnold at number 72. One of them has a much more consistent track record. And this is not to rip Sam Darnold, but come on. Leonard Williams has been a dude in this league for a number of years, where Sam Darnold has been a dude for one season.
Isn't that also his jersey number, 99?
Is that his number?
Leonard Williams.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they did it for that.
I don't know. That feels like they should be flip-flopped, yeah?
Yeah, I agree. But, yes, interesting. Sam Darnold did lead his team to a playoff appearance anyway. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't be on there. I'm just based on resume.
Where do you think we're going to be pissed where they put Spoon?
Well,
I would say yes. I don't think.
How about this? Where do you think he should be versus where do you think he will be?
Well, I think he should be top 30 or 35.
Right. Where do you think he's going to be?
Probably coming up here pretty soon. If they're unveiling these, like maybe in the 60s.
So they're at 45
60s.
so far? They've unveiled 45 so far?
Yeah, they've already unveiled it. 245.
Okay.
So it's 45 and down.
So
most normal people count down. I know you count up because you do one first. but-
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're doing like 3 or 4 a day. So he'd have to be in the top 45.
Yeah. Okay.
Who else would be there? Would it be JSN?
Yeah. I mean, Julian Love, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very young team. Like I was counting the other day, 67 players. Huh?
That might be it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think at this point of his career, Cooper Kupp's going to be considered a top 100 guy. MVS is not.
67 players on their roster that I counted the other day anyway that are in their 4th year or younger. So lots of young guys.
Yeah, so it feels like there's only 2 more guys you realistically would expect to be on this list.
Like
Spoon
you said,
and JSN.
Cooper Kupp probably not.
I wouldn't think so at this point. If he were there, he'd be towards where, I mean, Leonard Williams at 99 seems a bit low, but I would expect that he'd be somewhere in that vicinity. Nobody on the line. Lucas just hasn't been healthy long enough for him to get that kind of acknowledgement. I think Cross is a good left tackle. I don't know that he's considered amongst the elite at this point.
Well, and then Ernest Jones, but he got traded midway through, and he didn't have.
I mean, I think he's a phenomenal player, but maybe just across the league, he's not held in that same high regard. We know the difference he made here, but
Spoon and JSN are the only 2.
That's Unless special teams, does Michael Dixon get on there? Perhaps as a punter, I don't know.
Or Jeffrey Myers.
How they're doing? Jeffrey Myers. I hope you say that on the broadcast tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, I guess that and if we would have been asked before this, like which players, I don't know. I don't think I would have put Darnold on there. Like which Seahawks players do you expect will be on this list? It would have been Big Cat and then Spoon and JSN.
Yeah. Well, and I'm with you. If Sam Darnold did make it, I think I would flip that he would be more likely to be 99 than 72. But yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of this, and Lefko asked, what does this say about how their talent level is perceived around the league? I think there's a lot of youth. There's obviously on the offensive side, we're talking about Kupp, who's not a young guy by football standards. MVS is not an up-and-comer. So that part of it, but I mean, guys like Byron Murphy and people like that, you got a lot of young Tyrese Knight. There's a lot of youth on this team that hasn't established itself yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the year that AJ Barner is going to be possibly that kind of guy. I think he's developing into that kind of tight end. But Byron Murphy potentially.
I hope he's on that list. I'm really hopeful and curious about his second year.
Yeah. Well, and there's lots of question marks, really. I mean, I guess we always ask the question, are we drinking the Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Reek Woolen's a dynamite player, but he has kind of been inconsistent a little bit. I think Kobe Bryant is a really good player, him and Julian both, but do they belong in the top 100? Probably not. I'm just looking at their starters.
I mean, you're Mafe, probably not.
Yeah.
Derek Hall, no. Jay Reed, no. They're all good players, and they're obviously they're making up what we all believe will be certainly a top 10, if not a top 5 defense.
Right.
But individual, so they're more of the collective, which makes them great, versus the individuals.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the superstars also on the Raiders. Max Crosby, obviously, their tight end Brock Bowers. We'll see what Genty does. You got Geno.
Brock Bowers is a dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he catches tons of passes. Doesn't score a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, but tons of targets.
Man.
Tons of targets.
Really good tight end.
Yeah, that's a nice weapon Geno's got there. And we, by the way, we did receive more texts saying they would not cheer Geno.
Yeah,
so
they're bitter. You don't want us, we don't want you.
Yeah. There's very much that feeling. So I maybe I spoke out of turn saying he would get a positive reception. Now our listeners, as wide and vast as they are, don't represent the entire Seahawks fan base. The majority of it certainly, but not the entirety of it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. See if he gets introduced, what goes on out there. Meanwhile, you got the Mariners and White Sox coming up, Game 2. Our thanks to Isaiah Stanback and the Cal Raleigh Show. All of that's on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. If you missed it, we'll talk to you tomorrow with Wyman and Bob.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Pitch on the way, swinging a drive, deep to right field, right above the hand-operated scoreboard. There's number 1 for Geno in a Mariners uniform.
Tonight, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 6:40. Pregame at 5:30.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
Whether you're building a high-rise or hosting a family reunion, you need things to run smooth and clean. That's where Honey Bucket comes in. They deliver top-tier portable restrooms, hand-washing stations, storage containers, fencing, and much more for construction sites and special events of all sizes. Just ask Cal Raleigh, Big Dumper himself. He knows a clean setup when he sees one. Honey Bucket. Local, trusted by pros, preferred by party planners. Call today or visit honeybucket.com.
Since time immemorial, the Puyallup tribe of Indians have lived on what is now called Puget Sound. The Puyallup tribe is a sovereign nation of more than 6,000 members and one of the largest employers in Pierce County. Today, the Puyallup tribe continues to serve its members and community with generosity and is committed to building a sustainable way of life for future generations. Learn more at puyalluptribe-nsn.gov. That's puyalluptribe-nsn.gov.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text FORCE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text FORCE to 42424. That's FORCE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
contractors, and heavy equipment operators. Get ready. The James G. Murphy Auction Company presents one of the biggest heavy equipment auctions of the summer. On the auction block, we've got 13 excavators, including a 2018 Komatsu PC 238 US LC-11, a 2015 Komatsu PC 138, and a CAT 308 mini excavator. Also up for auction, a 2020 Komatsu WA 270-8 wheel loader, a 2017 John Deere 317G skid steer, 2 backhoes, and 3 rollers. Looking for trucks? Choose from over 100 options, including a 2017 Kenworth T880 with a wet kit and 4 Vector trucks. And if you're in need of contractor's equipment, we've got a massive assortment for you to choose from. Bidding starts 10 a.m. Thursday the 7th and starts closing at 10 a.m. August 14th. And don't miss your chance to preview all items August 12th through the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville location. For more information, visit murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Now is the time. We talk about it year-round, but roofing season really is upon us. It's Mike Salk here. So what makes it roofing season? Long, dry days where roofing crews can work realistically sun up to sundown. They're cranking out projects all over our region, and Riverside Roofing is, of course, leading the charge. Local to Marysville, Riverside Roofing serves the entirety of Western Washington. They do amazing work. They've earned my recommendation, plus industry awards like GAF Master Elite's President's Club, a status fewer than 1% of roofing companies in the entire country actually achieve. Get a roofing quote in less than 60 seconds using Quick Quote directly on riversideroofingllc.com. It'll pop up as soon as you go on their website. During and after your roofing job, you can expect a yard and driveway totally clean of debris. Behind their national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville, built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the local roofing company you can trust. Go to riversideroofingllc.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO